Alright, you lot, Papa John here, and today we are looking at Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Wreck-Gar. Here he is in his vehicle mode. As we can see, actually looks pretty cool. Comes with a sheet of instructions right here, and this papers thing here. His accessory is hidden in plain sight. Things that will come separate in the box are going to be these two things here, and actually the front part of the old mode will come separate too. Two pieces, admittedly, that kind of, you know, peg together and fit. He's a remold of a legacy Trashmaster, but this guy's not advertised like he's not advertised as a weaponizer like him, so I don't think I'll show that because he's not advertised that way. Pretty nice. He rolls pretty well. Very surprised the windows are painted, to be honest. Just all these things, these paint detailing, really surprising. Silver, that looks nice. Of course, back here it can open up. Mm, no, really nice. Now, he's also, interestingly enough, move out of the way, he's actually got a little bit of rivets. I don't know if people have pointed that out, but he's got that on the left side of his roof. Don't know what that means, but, you know, you'll actually see it on the box as well. Really interesting. So, right. Colors of Wreck-Gar, very, very Wreck-Gar. Transform this guy, you need to move this section up. Get your nail under this section and remove this. Alright. Then begins the painful part, actually. It's getting the front section down. That is actually the most difficult thing you'll do, especially when you first get them out of the box. Oh, but luckily it's loosened up a bit over time. Then you just kind of bring these sections down, bring these sections forwards, just kind of get them out the way. Same thing on the other. Undo, bring down out the way. Then we can undo these sections. Tabs here, go down here. Bring the waist section down into place. And since we've got it like this, just bring that down. We'll straighten the legs out, of course. Just straighten them out, bring it down, twist the waist round, and pretty much you've got the waist done. Of course, split the legs and fold the feet down, and you've got the legs pretty much done. I mean, positioning them is a different story, but you've got the legs done. Bring these down, you've pretty much got the lower torso done. Take the arms, come around here, split them, bring them out here. The wing mirrors will kind of be functions tabs that slot into here. Undo this section. There's a tab there's a tab here and a slot right there. Undo that. And just rotate the arms around and rotate the hands so that they're facing the elbows. And pretty much just when you bring them down. One thing is that when you bring them down, you kind of need to bring the arm outwards slightly. Yep, you need to do that for both of them. His elbows are pointed outwards, so bring them forwards and bring his hands forwards. Bring the arms outwards because, well, you kind of need the clearance. Take the roof section, bring that back, and take the head section. Now, you do want to bring it out. Now, the interesting thing, though, is if you position his head in certain ways, it will lock the head. So it's strange in that way. Now, the one thing that stinks, though, is that the platform that the head is on has no real secure locking mechanism, at least on my copy. That sucks. Anyway, pretty much this is it. This is Wreck-Gar in his bot mode. We've got him. Now, when attaching his accessory, you want to use the inward peg. If you attaching it to his left arm, you want to use this peg, and when attaching to his right arm, use this one. Once it's attached, there we go. Now you've got the claw. Of course, another way you could do this is just use let's say use use this section here to tab it in here so that it looks kind of like Wreck-Gar's accessories that came out of the back of the original animated figure. Another way is kind of tilting this, I think, and using these two tabs here, two pegs here and two slots here. That's the one way. So, lots of ways. You could even just remove this and put it up here. Yeah. Articulation is at the head turns 360. Pretty nice. And up and down, he does have that. The platform the head is on is not very secure. Arms go outwards pretty far. Uh, they can, I think, go 360 maybe, or no, it doesn't look it. No, because it gets in the way. Like, it technically could, but I don't really think so. No, his arms don't go 360. Those get in the way of that. So yeah, you don't get 360 articulation out of that. Biceps turn 360. Elbows bend past 90 degrees. His wrists turn 360. So the way the joints work. His waist turns 360. Hips go forwards pretty far. Outwards pretty far as well. Well, decently far. Backwards, that will depend on how you've got this adjusted. It depends on whether or not you've got the entire section on like this or not. But it varies depending on how you've got it configured. But maybe go back decently far if you've got that section up there. His knees bend like slightly past 90 degrees. Oh, his thighs also turn 360. Now, because of the weaponizer gimmick, they can also remove, but I'm not advertising that because he's not advertised that way. Ankles turn pretty far inwards. Outwards, I think you get a little bit outwards. And also you get a forwards and backwards motion out of them. Yeah, really nice. I mean, to be honest, I was surprised that nobody really confused Trashmaster and Wreck. Because Trashmaster looked very much like Wreck-Gar, the G1 toy. The colors, I mean, I can understand why the decision was made to make this guy out of Trashmaster. It fits perfectly. Colors work really well. It's kind of like animated Wreck-Gar, but not quite, but you know, it's just like Prime Bulkhead in certain ways, like G1ified ish. But this is kind of like I don't know, making animated Wreck-Gar more badass than he was before, I guess. So yeah, I think I talked about all there is to talk about. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Transform him back. You tilt his head backwards. Bring this section up. Then you take his arms, bring them out, straighten them out. Turn his hands so that the palms are facing the elbows. Bring the arms up. Turn the arms so that the elbows are facing outwards. You might want to bend them just a bit so that when you straighten them out, this tab will go in there. It kind of helps to do that. There we go. Bring his arms outwards. Do the exact same thing with the other. There we go. Outwards like that. All the way back here. And there's a tab here. I'll go into a slot here. I want to make sure that the shoulder spikes get past those sections too. Put them together. So, yeah. Go. Them all lined up and tabbed together. That's definitely make sure the hands are lined up. You're going to need that later. Bring the upskirts up. Bring the feet up. And peg them together. Yeah, you'll peg the legs together. You're going to do that. The front section kind of goes down. And the waist 180. There you go. Now we can focus on the legs completely. Bring the legs up. And then what you're going to do here. Oh, excuse me, not bring the legs up. Bring this section back. That's my bad. Bring this section back. Now we can focus on the legs. You bend the knees forwards a bit. When do you're bending the knees forwards a bit because there are these two tabs here, two slots here. So that lined up. Bring these in, whilst also kind of turning these upwards. And there is a tab right here and a slot here. Just get that lined up. Do the exact same thing with the other. Then the final part for the figure itself is bringing this up, and there are two tabs here. two slots here, then also two tabs here, two slots up there. I really don't think these two were really all that needed, because these would have done just fine, and ends up making it a huge pain in the arse to undo, especially when you first get them. You know, go. And that's it for the figure itself. His accessory comes in. You want to tilt this up. There are two pegs here, two slots on his hands. Get that on. And bring this section down. And that is it. That's Transformers Legacy, not Legacy, excuse me. That's Transformers Age of the Primes, Voyager class, Wreck-Gar. What do I think of this figure? He's a really nice figure to have. Any faults with him? Two things. The front section's incredibly tight, way too tight, and his head platform doesn't really lock into place that well. That is a crucial flaw. Uh, as for him not having his arms thing so that he can pick up skips and whatnot, I mean, he does. It's very compressed, but he doesn't have the very arm, the very front part of the arms. I mean, I just kind of interpret it as this Trash Master or Wreck-Gar. It's very like its own universe continuity and whatnot. Those could be guns or whatever. So anyway, that's not really problems to me, but I'm sure that is for some people. Anyway, hope you liked this video and have a great time. And as always, see you later.